Hey, what's up guys? Ed Neer with Microbox Homes here. Today I'm going to show you how to hang a container ceiling, or probably any ceiling, by yourself or with very little help. So these 4 ceiling sections were built in 10-foot lengths on my flatbed. Then I brought them in, leaned them up against the wall, all facing the same direction, using this little arrow right here. So that way I know they're all supposed to face the container door. Then I also put a note. This is supposed to be the top because, as you can see, it's not perfectly flush, so that could affect drywall. And then I also put piece 2 of 4, 3 of 4, so on. So once all the pieces were built, lean them up against the wall. I got this drywall jack from Harbor Freight, which pivots. So I leaned the piece of ceiling up against it, get it flat, put the pin in, and I modified this jack with these 2 2x4x8s. Threw a couple of bolts in there because, as you can see, the studs are parallel to the supports. So without these 2 2x4s, it'd be pretty hard to get this piece to sit flat on it without falling off. So there was that modification. Then once you jack the piece up to the desired height, you slide your wall sections in on the sides to support the ceiling, and then you don't need the jack anymore. We don't have any bolts or screws in. None of this is anchored in yet because I still need to do some more measuring and squaring off. As you can see, that end is not butted up against the end the way it's going to be eventually. We've got openings for the windows. Here is going to be a 60 by 48 inch window. So I didn't put any studs around the area because they're all custom windows, still waiting for them to come in. So I'll finish that framing off when we get them. As far as the material you choose to use, we went with 2x4s. You can go with 2x3s, 2x2s, lumber, steel. The most important part for this part of Texas is insulation. So we're going for maximum insulation and room for utilities and lights and everything else in the ceiling and the walls. We didn't really want to constrain ourselves in that way, so we're using 2x4s. Now it may look pretty close to the walls there. I haven't spaced them out or anchored them in yet, but we are going to have a 1/4 inch gap between the studs and the exterior walls. That way thermal bridging is limited, and we're also going to do a welded bracket bolted to every other stud to mitigate thermal bridging. So that way you can get insulation between the exterior wall and the stud. It's not making direct contact, and you kind of limit thermal bridging that way. Anyways, going off on a tangent here, but that is how you hang a container ceiling by yourself.